We're officially live.
Oh man.
Well, good morning.
Yeah, you want to do the intro, Jamil?
Yep. Good morning, everyone. It is currently 40 a.m. and we are live with Round Robin Radio here at UNT Dallas. We've got with us a lot of students here for our radio production class, and we are grateful for all of the listeners that are listening right now. My name is Jamir Williams. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, everyone else.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Andrea.
Elizabeth. Ari.
I'm Ryder.
And we've got several others in the classroom as well that'll switch out with us. But go Rangers! Hey, let's talk about that. They won the World Series. Last week I was mentioning that it'd be very important for us to have that, and now we do. So to all my Cowboys fans, if anyone disrespects you about us not winning in decades, just be like, well, guess what? The Rangers did. So we got something finally. So yeah, that's
I didn't know this was like the first World Series the franchise has won.
Yeah, we've been really bad actually.
Well, yeah, they didn't. I actually didn't know this till last night. They didn't win a playoff series until 2010. That was the first time they even won a series.
Yeah, we've been really bad.
Yeah.
I think just like a season or two ago, we were the worst team in the.
Yeah, they lost 104 games, I think.
Yes.
The year before last.
So this caught me by surprise.
Yeah, because I was saying before we started that I started watching them. I decided before the year started I would start watching them again because I thought they might make the playoffs. Obviously, they did make the playoffs. But yeah, I don't think anyone expected, especially going through the season, because I didn't watch all the games, but I paid attention to what people were saying. This was like an insane roller coaster season. Like they were insanely hot, then insanely cold. I guess they just got hot at the right time because I don't think anyone expected them to make it this far at all.
Yeah, I saw that. Correct me if I'm wrong. That Rangers fans have been waiting 51 years for this.
Yeah, technically even longer than that, because before they moved to Texas, they were also really bad. So it's been like 62 years, I think.
Where were they before?
They were in Washington. They were the Washington Senators, and they moved to Texas.
The Senators?
Yeah, they went. I think they were there for like 10 years, then they moved here.
Nice.
Wow.
I wonder how lit the parade will be.
It's tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, Friday at 1.
Yeah.
I think
in
it's
Arlington.
11. It's not 11? I thought it was at 11.
I kept seeing that it said 1. Check information on Google.
For those listening, if you want to pull up to the Texas Rangers parade, we're going to pull up the exact information for you. Just waiting on Elizabeth to get that to us.
I do know it's in Arlington though.
Yeah.
Near Globe Life.
Nice.
And then it shows like the route too on Google if you want a visual.
I know Arlington ISD canceled school and everything on Friday already.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so the parade is scheduled to start at 12:15 on Friday. There will be a ceremony honoring the team around 1:15 on the North Plaza.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I know we've talked about it before, but who went to the Mavs parade whenever they won?
Me.
You did?
In 2011?
I was 7.
I think
I was not even
you
watching
were
basketball.
7?
It was James. He said his
Yeah.
dad took him out of school and they went.
They won.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not even watching basketball when they won.
I think I was like in. I'm not gonna say how old was.
I was like, I think I was 11. So I remember going to that. So I kind of want to go tomorrow.
It'd be a good
like,
memory.
Okay, never mind.
What if it doesn't happen again?
Real. That's real.
I want to say I went to like every single parade while I was alive.
That's real.
Oh wow!
It is.
Waiting on that Cowboys one.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That would be
Hey, don't
so
jinx it
crazy.
here.
That would be so crazy. I feel like
That will be huge.
I feel like the city will be like celebrating for so long.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be the biggest thing that has happened in the city if the Dallas Cowboys win something.
Luckily, that won't ever happen.
Last night, my sister did go to Academy to get like shirts.
Oh my
for
gosh, those lines were huge.
Yeah.
Really?
It was,
Yes.
It was like I think it was like around the 8th inning. We were like, they're winning. Go now, go now. And like she went to the one on Northwest Highway, and whatever time that I don't remember what time she went, but she did not get home till like around 1 a.m. And she was in line for quite a while. My little brother went with her, and I don't know what they were expecting, but he went in shorts. So he was just freezing out there.
They thought they were finna walk out of
Yeah.
Walmart.
Because she would, literally. But she got shirts for everyone. So
imagine the poor employees there.
I know. She FaceTimed me when they were in there to show, like, so I can pick out a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of didn't want one, like, for a second. But then I was like, no, I will regret not getting one because I don't have anything from the Mavs. So I was like, I need to get a shirt. And yeah, pretty cool. I think she said she got me a poster too. So that's nice of her.
Yeah, I need to get a shirt because I have one Rangers shirt that I've gotten a lot of mileage out of this year. It's the only Rangers thing that I own.
Look at what winning does for the economy. Do y'all understand that you all are just speaking about spending your money on a team that you probably didn't look right? Or you said you were watching this season, but most people are currently buying gear and equipment and all types of, merchandise from this business that nobody's paid attention to until now.
I will say I
That is
started
incredible.
watching
Popularity.
I started watching when the game was like 1-0.
Uh-huh.
So I probably watched for about like 35 minutes. And I was like, $40 on a shirt, get it. I want it.
Right. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I used to be more of like a gatekeeper about that kind of stuff because like when the Mavs the year before last went to the conference finals, everyone was posting about it. I was like, man, y'all went in the trenches when we were losing 60 games, 4 years ago.
Though, this year was like my first year to actually start like the season and finish the season, like watch the whole thing and like keep up with it. And I had so much like shit talk to me about like, you don't even watch baseball. What are you doing? Like there's this girl at work and she's a huge Astros fan. And so I was like always coming in there like cute little game day merch and stuff on and whatever. And she was like, name 3 players. And I was like,
dang,
you're so rude. It's not that deep. Like I just watch a baseball game.
Not that deep.
Yeah, that's so
just mad. Astros are losing. I feel like people take it so seriously. Sports are insane sometimes to people. Like,
that was like high school lunch table activity.
Yes.
Like,
my dad
as a grown adult, if you see me wearing a jersey of a team, don't come up to me asking for personal information and the exact stat line of each player. And
if I get the chance to watch the game, I'm lucky. So don't even come for me. That's what I'm saying. It's not serious.
Yeah, who cares?
I bought this with my own money. Like, just show.
Exactly. Mind your business.
Yeah. My dad just went to the Chiefs game this last weekend. The Chiefs got whooped. So he was very devastated. But going all the way over there. Oh.
Poor Pat's letting me down on Thursday.
He was sick, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, I went to high school with Patrick Mahomes' cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't go with Jackson Mahomes.
I don't get why people hate him.
He's annoying.
Yeah,
he's kind of annoying. Like,
he's just cringe. Like it's like
there was one.
So, go ahead.
I mean, like last year the Washington football team had they did like a memorial for a player who passed away, and he was like doing TikTok dances like on the memorial.
Right. It's like it's annoying to see someone so performative and you can see that they're clearly like eager for the attention. And it's like one thing, like it's fine, enjoy TikTok, be an influencer, do your thing, buddy. But like he feeds on the attention and anything that he knows is going to have eyes on him, he'll do it. Such as dancing at a memorial, or like if you look at the little clips of like Taylor Swift, as soon as he caught wind of how popular Taylor Swift is, he's making sure he's in the same booth as her, pop up with a little TikTok dancing around her, and as soon as there's a touchdown, hey, high five, Taylor, look at me, I'm your friend. Like, come on, buddy. Like he's just annoying. It's annoying to look at.
Yeah, I know his wife is supposedly kind of annoying too, because my sister's best friend is married to a player on the Chiefs. So she's like, in the know on everything. And then apparently Patrick Mahomes' wife is very annoying.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen how she acts.
That just means they're made for each other.
True. Well, it's like that's his brother, but yeah, Patrick just be chill.
That's fine, because he seems like kind of just a chill guy.
He just be chill.
Everyone around him is like.
I've heard him talk, and they always say he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
He is hilarious to listen to speak. It's the greatest thing. Yeah, well, we're gonna win this next game, and and then wait a second, he's 6'5", 240, 6'5", 240, best quarterback in the NFL, and he's we're gonna have to throw a few more balls out there. It's hilarious.
I really underestimate how tall these players are because I feel like they look so not tall on screen.
Yeah. Camera angles.
Yeah.
It's very
But then you see a
deceptive.
player that's like shorter than them, like for instance, like Ezekiel Elliott. I would see him like next to, and I'm like, gosh, he's short. He's 6 foot. I'm like, oh shoot, never mind.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like he looks short running through the O lineman and the D lineman running through the trenches, and he looks like he could be like 5'8" because he's got to like get low, bend his knees. He's driving through, and then all of a sudden you realize that the O linemen are all 6'8", and that's like NBA player size, but they're also 340 pounds and shoving other 350-pound men. It's incredible what they do. Kudos to them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you see them stand next to like an NBA player, and then they look short.
And they look small, exactly. Like Victor Wembanyama, 7'5".
Oh my god, dude, that's slender. You see a slender man?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was crazy.
I appreciate it for that. That is a fantastic costume.
Wait, who?
Victor Wembanyama. He's a 7'4" basketball player. He's built like me, basically, except he's 7'4", and he's like, really lanky.
Super lanky. I think he's got an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's got an 8-foot wingspan.
Doesn't play like it, but
And when you hear of a 7-foot person, you'd imagine they'd be like a slow giant. This dude is fast.
Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
a fantastic Halloween costume.
Speaking of Halloween, what did everybody do?
Work.
Nothing.
I watched the movie.
That was really depressing. Come on.
Sorry, I should have waited till everyone
I mean, work.
That's what I
Yay.
did. That's what I did.
Well, did anyone not like go to the block party though, like on the weekend or anything?
I was in Austin last weekend, so they had Freaky Deaky, like the music festival going on. I didn't go to that, but I went to their after party.
Ooh,
so
how was that?
It was really fun actually.
That sounds
Cool.
like
Yeah.
We went to the block party on Oaklawn, and I don't know if this is true or not because everybody there was fucked up. But we had like 3 people tell us there was like 500,000 people that like had shown up at some point. Like that is an insane amount of people. I got a notification on my phone saying that it was a dangerous space because of how many people were there, the air quality, and it was insane. Like, unless you got there at like the opening time of all these clubs, you're not getting in anywhere. The lines were so long. By the time you got in, they're gonna close out too. So there was like no point.
I've never been to the block party, but what actually happens? Because I know people like they do the parade.
So yeah, so basically I got there pretty late. I got there at like 11:30 midnight because we were watching the game before. But it's like very disorganized. Like there is a little thing in the middle, like a little parade, but it's basically just people. Like I could have gotten in the parade. Like you just walk in and you just like go through and people like look at your costumes. It's pretty much what it is. They have like music, they have like drinks and stuff, and everything's blocked off and they ID you when you get like up to the gates. So like everyone's just like you can drink freely on the street and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have food like earlier in the evening because it starts at like 7, I think. But I mean, it was cool. It was pretty chaotic. If you're going for that, go for that. Like, don't make any other plans because you're going to be there all night long if you're trying to get in anywhere. It was cool, though. It was a cool experience.
Nice.
It did rain a little bit, but it was cool.
I heard it was like, I was gone that weekend, but I heard it was like pouring rain here in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. It poured rain for like 4 days straight. It was insane. It was nice.
Because I went and I visited a friend. They lived like 2 hours away. And not only was it raining the entire time I went down there, but when I came back up, there was fog everywhere. And that was the most bizarre experience, driving back at like 2 a.m. And just, it looks like a really bad rendered horror video.
Yeah, it was
like the perfect weekend for it.
Yeah.
I went out to Red River and I needed an Uber because my car was in the shop. This Uber, I felt so bad for him because when you're in like the club and it's pouring rain outside, you're not gonna hear it. I didn't even know. Like go outside, you can't even see. Like literally, it was raining so hard, and this guy pulls up in a tiny little bug, and I was like, "You're joking? How am I gonna make it home? It's like a 30-minute drive home." And I had like flood warnings, all this stuff. And we started driving, and obviously we're driving with our hazards, going like 20 on the interstate. And I was like, I'm cool with this. Like, just get me home. He starts hydroplaning like on the bridge, and I'm like, pull over, stop driving. And he's like, it's okay. And I'm like, we're literally hydroplaning. It's not okay. But we made it. Eventually. It was terrifying.
Give me my money back. I'm not paying for this.
No, respectfully, I actually tipped him pretty well because he was very cool, calm, and collected. I would have been freaking out and been like, you gotta get another ride. Like, I'm not leaving.
I hydroplaned once, and I was probably the scariest 5 seconds of my life.
Oh my gosh. Last year, I hydroplaned into the back of somebody's truck, and they had a hitch, and it completely totaled my car. Yeah.
Oh my god.
When it was flooding, like, for real flooding, they had, like, exits blocked off and stuff. I was literally calling my job saying, all the exits are blocked off. I can't get there. I don't know what to do. And as soon as I hung up, hit the guy.
Was that in the spring or the fall?
I think it was in the spring. No. Yes.
I feel like I remember you talking about that.
Probably in class, yeah. It was definitely then that semester because I remember like pulling up to my job and being like, can I go home? Like, I don't know what to do. My car is smoking. Like, the radiator light is on. Like, it's totaled. And they're like, we need you this morning. I don't know what to tell you. And I had to stay and work my shit. Yeah, it was awful.
This was a serving job, was it?
Yeah, of course.
Like the worst.
They don't care.
They
do not care. You're going to work. It doesn't matter.
When it was icing, they made us drive, like, okay, they gave us, like, the first 2 days, like, okay, if you can't make it, that's fine. But after that, it was like, you have to come in. I would have to get dropped off at work because it's like
the most wild thing for me as like I've served for like 5 years. The most wild thing so far is you call in sick because you're actually sick. Because as a server, I do not be calling in fake sick. They know. I don't know how they know, but they know, or they're gonna make you get a doctor's note, and I'm not paying for that. So that's the wild thing though. Is like you can be on your deathbed sick, but like you're a server, so you're making $2 an hour. I'm not going to the doctor unless we had this conversation. I'm not going to the doctor unless I absolutely have to. But if you're a server, you will get in trouble if you don't have a doctor's note. It's like, okay, we're taking you off the schedule or we're doing this. That's wild to me.
Crazy.
It's wild. It's like, it's a serving job. Chill.
They wouldn't ask us for doctor's notes, but it would kind of be like, okay, well, if you can't come in today, do you think you can come in on your day off?
Yeah, or find someone to cover the shift for you, or we don't know what to tell you. And you're like texting everybody like, I'll pay you $20 to work for me, and you're literally dying, and you're about to have to pay someone to work your shift.
That was like my biggest pet peeve when you would ask someone to take your shift, and they'd be like, okay, I'll take it for $30.
Or they'd be like, oh, but then can you work a double for me this day? Like, for a Monday night when you're gonna get like 2 tables? No.
Shouts out to managers.
Yeah, managers never, at most companies, they'll never be the one to like work the extra shift.
Or they've never actually worked the lower position. They were hired on as a manager, so they have no idea what it's really like. Especially at like customer service jobs, you go through so much shit dealing with like everybody that's like rude and has like no common sense every single day. And the managers will be like, customer's always right. And you're like, did you hear what he just said? Have you been here? Like, this is, I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy.
I had a customer like yell at me one time. We were super busy. It was like a rush. And they had asked me for a beer. And then I took too long to drop it off. And when I took it, they were like, you took too long to do this. The food took so long to come out. And it was like this grown man just yelling at me. And I just stood there the whole time like,
that happened to me my very first day.
Like, I did not know what to do. And
that's crazy. Yeah. My very first day, I had a guy yell at me too. And I had specifically went up to their table. My first day on the floor. And I was terrified. And we were slammed. I had a 8-table section my very first day. We weren't supposed to be busy though. And then all of a sudden we were. I don't know. But I like went up to my table and I was like, I'm just letting you know right now, like I am slammed. So if you need something, you're going to have to like yell for me. Like you're going to have to like, if I'm walking by, like ask me. I'm not gonna be able to come check on you every 5 minutes. I was very honest. I was like, this is my first day, kind of freaking out. And they were like, okay. And then they ended up grabbing a manager and I just broke down right in front of the table, started crying. And they were like, oh, we're sorry. And I was like, don't apologize now. You were so mean. But I actually, I had a table one time leave a 10, 5, and then like 5 ones on the table. And every time I didn't do something, they take money off the table.
Oh,
that's
that's
not the first time or it's the only time it's happened to me, but I've seen it happen so many times. And it's like,
that's crazy.
I was not checking on that.
Is like
no, me too. I was like, on it, like I don't even want your money at this point.
They held
like
it up. If you want it, you gotta work for it.
Literally. At a burger restaurant, come on.
Oops.
That's wild.
I asked for French fries.
people also, for everyone that's listening, realize that your servers don't cook your food. So if there's something wrong with your food, stand up and yell at the kitchen. I did not do that. I did not put pots instead of fries.
Shoot
Like,
the messenger.
seriously.
But mistakes happen.
Exactly.
Mistakes happen. Like, don't act like you've never made a mistake, because if you say you haven't, you're a liar. So.
Like, I get it. Don't mess with my food, because like that would piss me off too. But it takes 5 minutes to fix. Just chill. It's
I would
okay.
also hate when they would mess up the food and I would have to go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they would get mad at me because they messed up.
Yeah, always.
And like the chef we had at our restaurant, he was, I don't know, I think man had anger issues, honestly.
And
that's why he's in the back.
That's why he was in the kitchen.
Yes.
And his wife was like the general manager, so it's like
can't really do much.
it was like terrible, yeah. But he would get so mad if he fucked up, and he would be like, and he would like take the food from us, and he would just like throw it, and then start making it again.
I feel so blessed for the kitchen staff that I have. They are so cool. I like go up to Gio, can I get this remade? Okay. They're so sweet, and they realize that we all be making mistakes. But I've definitely had experiences in the past where it's not like that. Kitchen people are crazy. I feel bad for them though, low key sometimes. During those rushes, like, I don't blame them for making mistakes. Everything probably starts to look the same at some point.
That is true.
Quick backtrack to my bad. Go ahead.
No.
Quick backtrack to Halloween. Did anyone go trick or treating? And I remember you were going to say something about it too.
Oh yeah, so I didn't go trick or treating. So I was at the Boo Bash thing here at the college, which was interesting. I had a little table there, so I kind of had to be there the whole time. And did anyone else go to that, or like?
I was home.
Yes, I know you did, but. There was like this ghost guy who came here. I think he has a TV show. And it was just, they had him do like a 3-hour presentation. And then we went out to the trail and did like a little ghost tour type thing. And I was into it for like the first 10 minutes. And then he stopped using like the actual device and pulls out his phone. And once we start using the phone apps, I'm like, okay, I don't, like, this is just not it.
That's
less engaged.
Because I don't know about y'all. I do kind of like, I'm kind of on the fence about ghosts, but like the phone apps, absolutely not. Because that's made to like be entertaining.
Look there, there's a
my friend passed out though, so that was.
Oh no,
that's not. Was your friend okay?
Yeah, my friend was okay.
It
was just like, yeah, it was an interesting experience. I don't want to go entirely into detail about all of what happened, but like, yeah, Boo Bash last year, again, I don't know if any of y'all went. I did enjoy that a bit more because it was a bit bigger, I feel like, because they had like a food truck come out. There was like actual games, kind of, if I remember correctly.
Did you dress up?
Kind of. I didn't have money for like a costume this year. Well, I have money. I didn't have time. I just wore an outfit. Yeah.
Valid.
Because you have to like think about what you want to wear and then go and buy it. So yeah.
Did anybody else dress up? Like no costumes, no nothing?
I dressed up.
What'd you dress up?
I had 2 costumes this year. So I had gone to a Halloween party like the weekend before Halloween, and my boyfriend and I did Trixie and Timmy Turner.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. Which is funny because a lot of people would see it and they would be like, "Oh my God, Timmy Turner and that girl." So that was funny. But then I did
Vicky instead. Everyone Vicky.
I thought that too, but I don't want to be his babysitter.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then I dressed up. Then my job had like some Halloween thing going on. Well, it was like I work at a coffee shop, so we do like Thursday night throwdowns, and it's like latte art, and we compete with other coffee shops in the area. Honestly, it's really fun. Even like if you're not into like latte art like that, it's like really cool just to see it because people do some crazy things on coffee, like draw swans on there with milk. It's crazy. But it was like there was a costume contest, and I wasn't really trying to participate in it. I just wanted to dress up for fun. And I had like when I was younger, I went to Universal and I had all this like Harry Potter stuff. So I was like, cool. Went out and bought a white shirt and I just dressed up as like I guess Harry Potter, because I have like my old glasses are like black and circles, so I was like wearing those.
Did you have the little?
I did.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Anyone else dress up?
I had 2 costumes, but
I know one of
don't
them.
stop laughing. Okay, so the first one, I'll just say, whenever I went to Oaklawn, I was a fairy because it was supposed to be Tinkerbell, and then I didn't want to have to buy the whole pom-poms, and I couldn't find wings and whatever. So I was just a regular fairy. But then we went out, and I will say it was so embarrassing because, you know, like, at our age, when you go out to like bars or clubs and it's Halloween, everyone's gonna be like dressed to the nines, or they're gonna have like no clothes on. I was over here with my little cute little fairy wings and my little dress, and I literally looked like I just graduated kindergarten. It was so embarrassing, but whatever. And then my other one, we're just gonna say it was Sleeping Beauty. There is an alternate meaning, but I'll let y'all figure that out.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the next topic too. I saw a funny tweet. It said they said adults and women have taken Halloween away from children because nowadays everyone's got to be a sexy cat or a sexy something it's not. They weren't being serious. They were just clowning on us adults for taking it a little too serious. And
I love
some
Halloween.
people.
I saw that, but I also saw another tweet that was like costumes are supposed to be funny, not sexy or whatever. Honestly, I don't care. Just like I think
I go both ways because I was Shrek a few years back. I was also Mater last year from Cars. So I kind of go back and forth. I'm usually like prepared. Like I'm usually like, oh, it's October. I gotta find a costume immediately. Like I gotta prepare, decorate my house, like full goth black mode. This year I didn't do any of that. It was very sad.
I think my favorite costumes are the adults that go out of their way to make themselves look stupid. Because if you've got like a sexy cat standing next to you, and then you've got a man in a giant box dressed up as like Thomas the Train or something, and they're going to the same party, it just really
That's interesting.
Yeah, one of the best costumes I saw this year, it was this girl made a like box thing, and it was supposed to be like a saw game. So it had like a beer bong through it, and she would put the box on, and like she was just chugging drinks, and it was like,
I love it.
It was fun. Like people get so creative. I appreciate it.
Did y'all see? I never say it right. Lil Nas X. His costume.
Who?
Lil Nas X.
I didn't see it. Oh, I saw it. I did see it.
Yeah. He has like no one's even heard from him in like 2 years, and he just pops out in a tampon costume. Like what is going on here?
Not only was he a messy tampon, he also had a prop vulva right behind him, which was pretty funny. He's a jokester.
He's a character for sure.
He's a goofy guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wish more people dressed up on campus.
I was so going to, and then I showed up and nobody was dressed up. I took it off in the car and I changed.
No, really?
It's like, well, it was literally like a robe, but I was like, this is stupid.
Nah, lucky you.
Yeah.
Because it sure would have been funny being one of the
only one.
Oh my gosh.
No, I saw someone dressed up in like I think a Sailor Moon costume. I heard
Oh,
there
I
was
did
a
see
dinosaur on campus. Someone dressed as a dinosaur.
Like the blow up costume?
Yeah, I didn't see them, but yeah.
I went to Red River the other day for their dance competitions, and I didn't compete this time, but I was going to watch all of the people compete in their little costumes, and everyone looked so good. And there was this guy dressed in the inflatable like baby costume, and he was like still dancing. I'm pretty sure he got into like the top 3, and he was still dancing over there. I thought that was pretty cool. You got to be pretty talented to do.
What were you
that.
gonna say?
Oh, I completely forgot.
It'd be like that.
Did anyone hand out candy?
No.
No.
Do people trick or treat at apartment complexes? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I
Do
thought
kids
about
go around?
that.
Okay, I'll know next year.
I'm just glad it didn't rain because at work I would have like everyone comes to my work for last minute like Halloween stockings and stuff. They think that we sell costumes. We do not. And so I would have like moms coming in like, oh, I'm looking for this, but also I hope it doesn't rain on Halloween because my kids want to go trick or treating. But I'm glad it didn't rain, but it was super duper cold. I almost froze.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Yeah.
I gave out candy and I was sitting outside. I probably sat outside for like 3 hours. And then I was like, all right, these kids are gonna have to start knocking because it's cold. Yeah.
To respond to what you asked too about the apartments, I feel like when you lived in apartments too, for the most part, you just went to the houses because you felt like the apartments didn't give out good candy anyways. You looked for the biggest houses you could find, and then you go see if you can get full.
I always knew the houses to go to full bars. Always.
And man, that brings back memories. Just like being away from home as a kid that night, like you would go as far as you could from there. I remember we would spend like the first hour or so walking around with my mom and little cousins and stuff like that. And then we just dip and separate and be as far as possible halfway across the city. And just,
it's also crazy because you can't really do that anymore either. Like kids are like on a leash and like as they should. Like honestly, I would not let my kids just go do whatever they wanted now. But I remember my mom would be like, don't come back for at least 3 hours. She'd be like, don't come back. Go have fun, go eat candy, just let us go. And it's so different now. You can't do that.
Yeah, I used to go trick-or-treating with the same person every year, like growing up. And we would go pretty far. Like, our moms would take us probably like one block, and then they'd be like, okay, like y'all are good, y'all can walk from here. And then we would just be gone for so long, like trick-or-treating. Well, we would go to her neighborhood, and in her neighborhood, all of the houses were giving candy. And I want to say like it used to be that way, like in a lot of places, but I feel like now, like I think there was probably only like 4 houses in my neighborhood that were giving out candy.
It helps to live near a school as well. Because if you've got a school like right at the edge of your neighborhood, then all of the people in that neighborhood likely have kids, and then it's like, okay, well, my kid's trick-or-treating, I'm gonna give out candy. But then you start getting to certain areas where they don't have a school nearby, and it's just black.
Well, I
like
like
the whole street, all the lights are off.
Nobody cares. They got work in the morning. Like, it's not,
I mean, my family wanted to, but candy is freaking expensive. And not only that, Kroger was having a deal for 50% off, and all of it was gone. So we're like, we're not paying full price. Sorry.
Now you have to go like today and tomorrow while they still have it on the shelves and get a discounted.
The best time to go though is after Halloween, and you just get what you want and chill out with your food or candy.
I mean, speaking of deals too, I don't know about y'all, but I'm an early Christmas decorator because I kind of jump over Thanksgiving and but Hobby Lobby's having 50% off all their Christmas decorations this week, and your girl's going.
Crazy.
I went there last year and I loaded up because I mean, they're reusable, you know, like you're gonna reuse them. It's definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
The fall stuff is going to be discounted too.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, like closer to.
Let's be honest, though, they've already had the Christmas stuff out. Like
for sure. Yeah.
No, on Saturday when I went to go look for fairy wings, I went to Dollar General and I was like, they have to have wings. There's no way. And there's like a little shelf with Halloween stuff, and the rest is all Christmas.
Yeah. Actually, I want to ask y'all, because we were having this debate in the Learning Commons. When is the best time to listen to Christmas music? Before November 1st or after?
After November 1st, but like now. Like right now. You should already be listening to it.
I've already played it at work this morning.
My sister was playing it during the summer. Like I feel like I don't.
I literally watched the Halloween night. I watched Monster House. And when was the first yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was already like scrolling, like, what am I gonna watch this month?
All right, I've got a plan. I'm going to devise a plan to get some of the best artists ever to create Thanksgiving music, so that we can intercept early Christmas music.
That's fair. Yeah.
If we get the people, you know, like the old people, you can't just grab like everybody. We don't need Ariana Grande and the young folks. We need the old people. Get like Jay-Z, get all the old heads, and get them to create masterpieces of Thanksgiving songs. Whatever you need. Because the only thing we got right now is beans, greens, potatoes. And that plays for like 3-4 days and it's over with. But then we're getting Christmas music from November 1st all the way to the end of the year.
Yeah, I Mariah Carey already posted her video for the.
I love how like this time period that which you were talking about becomes like a transition thing on the radio. Like I know they'll use it to like go in between, I guess, like
Yeah, the song.
the song. Yeah.
The only
Oh.
Thanksgiving song I remember growing up was like the Super Turkey song in elementary school.
Oh,
Did
The
y'all
what?
have that or no?
I think I do, but I don't remember.
yeah.
I
It
don't
was
know
like-
what you're talking
I'm
about.
sure we
Probably
did.
heard
It was made with a PowerPoint presentation, so it might not have been.
Okay.
At least that's
Yeah.
how it was presented to us in music class.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready. Go ahead, sing it.
Yeah,
No.
Thanksgiving only has like makeshift songs. Like if
Yeah.
you're in elementary school choir, you may be saying something and put your
Mhm.
pinky in the air or something.
Yeah.
You know, stupid things. But we need real music for
Mhm.
Thanksgiving.
But
I
what would
agree.
you sing
I
about?
have no idea.
Giving thanks.
I'm no musician.
Being thankful, being grateful.
I guess.
I guess. I mean, that's
Boring
technically what
music.
Thanksgiving
I need
is.
a rap
true.
called Plymouth Rock. And
I low key forget that though. I'm always like, oh, food. Then I'm like, oh wait, what are we supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
What is this about?
Sing about the pilgrims and
it's not a
put
good album.
together.
But no, it's actually
know.
not good at all to celebrate it for what it was
Well,
originally.
yeah. But that's technically what it is. So
I just like food.
We have
honestly.
DJ Elizabeth with the headphones on.
I can
Yeah.
hear it. Like, I can hear everything.
that's probably why there's no Thanksgiving songs because of the pilgrims.
Okay.
True that.
She pulled up the lyrics. I saw that.
Yeah. No, because I was curious if it did exist outside of my school, but it
Well,
does.
then
Are
go
you
ahead
gonna
and
sing it?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
You can just
yes,
read them.
yes.
Just read them off. You don't have to sing.
It's about the turkey running away for Thanksgiving, basically.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, I do
yeah.
know that.
Did they catch him? Did they
No,
get him?
well, I don't know if they
Yeah.
did, but I'll
No,
I really
but
don't
it's
memory.
Andrea.
Oh, no.
Andrea.
Did y'all? What's y'all's favorite Christmas movie?
The
Ooh,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mine is
Is that
the
Christmas or Halloween, though?
it's both.
Both.
what are the calendars called?
Advent calendars.
Yes, but it's hold on. I say it's my
Is it
favorite.
a
And I don't even know what
Hallmark
it's called.
movie?
The,
Yes.
what'd you-
Did
Okay,
y'all
either
ever
that or
watch-
the Polar Express because the Polar
Polar
Express
Express
is
is
so
good.
good.
It's sad, but it's good.
It's my
Maybe
I'm
favorite.
a Polar
sad.
Express hater.
It's kind
I'm
of
not
sad.
a
I don't know. It's
Polar
kind of
I'll
like a
admit
sad
The
that.
vibe. I
holiday
don't know.
calendar. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. It's freaking amazing. It's very cheesy, but it's my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Did y'all ever watch Grandma Got Ran Over by?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I
Yeah.
thought it was weird.
Or the
when I was
Home Alone
a kid.
Like
movies.
the animated one?
Yeah.
So
Home
I
Alone's
was really
always-
sick when I watched it for the first time. I was like in bed with a cold,
Mhm.
and I remember watching it just because it came on. I think Cartoon Network would
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fever dream. Like I
I
thought
feel
like
I have the same experience.
That's hilarious.
Stop.
Because like that, it's so weird
It
to
is
make something
weird.
like that based off the song, and the plot is weird. It's like Succession, and and yeah, I was also really sick when I watched it. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I will say
Wasn't
that
it like
those
attempted
are-
murder in the end? or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Grandma?
Yeah. Didn't they take him to court?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
This is a kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember
was
this.
16
It was like
when I
one of those
watched it.
They wanted the
Cartoon
fruit
Network.
It was just a collective.
Yeah, they wanted the
experience.
fruit bread
It's not.
recipe.
It's
I
not
remember that.
exactly classic because it's.
I don't know.
it
Yeah, my
feels like-
favorite
it
ones
feels
are
like
kind
it's
of like
new.
the classic ones, like the old, like Frosty the Snowman and like Rudolph. Those old movies are.
I was just gonna say like the best ones really are the ones that came on at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they were like claymation nearly, like all of those really good old.
Or the
animated-
one
Practically
Jack,
like Jack
Jack
Frost.
Frost.
Oh my
That one was one of my
goodness.
favorites. It
Those
low-key
are
kind of
s-
scared me when
yeah,
I was
they're
little, but
creepy.
it was
They're
good.
creepy, but that's why they're good.
Yeah.
Charlie
Those are
Brown?
the best.
I was
Oh,
about to
yeah,
say,
Christmas
Brown.
episode? Come
Did you
on.
watch the Santa Claus movies growing up?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
of
the
course.
ones with,
Kind of.
with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
I know what they're on my divorce.
hilarious.
I think I only
Those
watched
Yeah.
Home
It's so
Alone,
Home Alone Lost in New York is my favorite.
Lost in New York.
I've never
yes.
watched a Home Alone movie.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I watched the
This
first
is your
one.
season
I was
to
like,
do so.
it's pretty good.
It's like the only reason people know Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
It's like,
Pretty much.
I
Who
like
isn't
that.
he like married to someone? Like
Brenda Song.
Brenda.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
they
was
have
like
a baby
random-
together.
I see that like every year and forget
Yeah.
because I don't care. But it's,
He's
it's
clear
really
now. He's
like
not-
then I'm
I'm done.
shocked when I hear. Like,
Are they
oh,
married though? I thought they were just engaged and have a baby together.
Well, now he's just
I don't
Kieran
know.
Culkin's brother.
Huh?
Y'all know who Kieran Culkin?
Oh, he's
Oh,
also in Home Alone.
He's in Succession. He's in
Uh-huh.
Scott Pilgrim.
Hmm.
He's
Oh,
Macaulay-
they're making an animated show.
Yes, he's Wallace. He's Wallace
What's
in
his
Scott
name?
Pilgrim.
What's his name on Succession?
Roman, yeah.
Roman Roy. Yeah.
So yeah, now Macaulay Culkin is just Kieran Culkin's brother.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but like, what about the Grinch and Elf and like
Yeah.
those
I'm
movies.
so sick of
I
Elf.
love
I
the
love
Grinch.
I
Elf.
never get to watch Elf
I
ever
was like
again.
10 different
I'm not a
types of
huge Elf
Grinch.
fan.
Yeah.
I think it's overplayed.
I like the recently the animated one that Tyler the Creator did.
You gotta specify a little more.
Oh,
Maybe
the-
one
Oh,
of
the
the
Grinch.
The Grinch one?
The Grinch
The-
one.
yeah.
The
The
Tyler
animated
Creator
one?
did the
Yeah.
soundtrack for it.
Uh-huh.
That one was really
I
good.
like this.
I liked
one.
it too. The
It's funny.
soundtrack was good.
I like
Wait,
the live action.
have y'all ever
Yeah, the live
seen?
action is great.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen that picture that's like, I guess like quote unquote conspiracy about the Grinch, but
What?
supposedly the Grinch like died with his little dog, and that's where Jack and Zero came from. Like
I
from
think
the
I
Nightmare
have,
Before
yeah.
Christmas.
Now I'm gonna go to
What?
Apple.
I heard-
like to
I
see
heard-
that crossover.
But I've seen like the Tim. Is it Tim Allen or whatever those movies are? I'm no, yeah. See, I'm bad with names, but those like they're all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard that Corpse Bride is connected.
and then Frank and Weenie as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that this is probably exactly why Thanksgiving isn't nearly as popular. We spent maybe like 5 minutes talking about Thanksgiving.
Well, I
and
was just
skipped
about
They
to
over-
got
bring it.
They have Charlie
That-
Brown and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There's
That's
a
the only
Thanksgiving movie
Thanksgiving.
coming out here in a second, but it's a horror movie. So
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
That's not-
clearly Christmas just has so much more
Mhm.
content to even discuss, and it's just that much better of a holiday.
yeah,
than Thanksgiving.
100%.
I feel like to
Which
be
is fine.
fair too, though, Halloween and Christmas are celebrated like in other countries as well. Whereas
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, it's kind of just here. So it's like we're
True.
relying on ourselves to create stuff. We don't
Yeah.
create stuff that often.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, one's
We
based
rely
on
on other
stealing
people.
from people, and the other is for giving. So I think
Yeah.
there is a better holiday when
Well,
you think about it. that way.
Thanksgiving is kind of like also built on stealing from people.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
I
I'm
said.
saying,
Right.
yeah,
What you meant.
Thanksgiving is the
Okay.
stealing, and then
What did you think?
Christmas is the giving.
I
Yeah.
misunderstood what.
No, but like
You're
what were you
thinking-
thinking he was saying the stealing was for
I
then?
don't know.
Grinch.
I thought we were talking about
And
No,
like
it's
we've
fair.
already had the food conversation last episode or last stream, so it's like we really don't have like Thanksgiving is quite boring.
Wow.
Except for the
Yeah,
food.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Like we already had we had the food
Mhm.
and but I want to know like
I'm not.
what do y'all do on Thanksgiving? Like
Eat.
y'all just go to your family's house and eat,
Go
or
for
like
it.
y'all have any
Yeah.
My
like
family comes to our
plans? Go
house.
for
So
fun.
my family's kind of small, so everyone comes to our house, and then we
Mm-hmm.
eat and watch. Act like we're watching the Cowboys.
Act like
Act like it's crazy.
That's how they.
I always watch the Macy's Day Parade.
That's
Well,
too-
not
it's too
anymore.
early.
That's
That was
really
when I had
early. I don't think I'm
cable,
ever
but
I'm not
early
waking up
enough
for
for that.
Doesn't it come on at like 8 a.m., 7 a.m.?
I think I was.
Like that.
My
in the
family's
parade
also
one
very
time.
big. Like
What do you
everybody's
mean?
cooking.
What do you mean you
So
eat?
everyone's waking up.
I've been in the parade. It was for like a little organization that I was a part of, and we walked in the parade, and my goodness, it was cold.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It was just we were out there as early as can be. When you're a part of the parade, you have to gather at like a park and stand out there for a very long time to get signed in and checked in and everything. And then the walking finally starts, and you gotta avoid stepping on horse poop. And but it was really cool. I mean, it was fun.
Literally.
How old were you?
Probably like 12. I don't know.
And they
So
had
you
you
have very
walking
vivid
out
memories.
loud?
Yeah.
Oh
It
no.
was cool though. It was really cool. Like when it was with our church, and our church had a step team. That's what it was. I remember.
Oh, okay.
I did it for 2 different organizations. It was one like the Masons and stuff. We walked for that, and then the other was with my church. And with my church, we pretty much it was lit though. Like we was getting like, yeah, do it, boy. Y'all better go ahead. And we over there like,
Oh, I love that.
and then you know what I'm saying, we doing our thing, walking, and it was fire though. Like I'm 12 years old, me and my homies pulling out Snapchat, and we like, yeah, y'all watching the parade, we're in the parade, So it was dope, but yeah, it was extra cold. We had the little hand warmers and everything. Yeah, that was fire though.
I was
That's
almost
cool. That would be a cool experience.
I was almost able to go to the Christmas parade in New York because I went last year to New York, and I was one of those people, I'm sure it was on the news, where flights were grounded and could not leave.
Mm.
So we were stuck for Christmas Eve and left Christmas morning. And I was like, we could have just went to the parade. And that was like my biggest childhood dream. So I was like depressed about that. So I'd always just say, oh, I almost went to the parade.
No.
I had the opportunity, but yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about holidays, today is Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, that's true.
Does anyone like do anything for that?
Watch Coco.
I was about to
On
say
Disney.
I'm gonna watch Coco.
My family usually puts up we do an altar. This year we didn't do a big one. Typically my mom will use like one of those foldable tables, pop it out, and then just do like tears from there. But this time we have like a super tiny one. It's probably like, I don't even know like how big it is. It's like a shoebox is holding up like our top one. Yeah, we put it up super late, and we kind of just did it to like honor my grandma very last. Yeah, I think people usually have it up for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
I also wanted to put one up this year because my dog passed away in January, so I was like, I gotta put my dog up. And when I said that, when I told my mom I was gonna put one up for my dog, she said, well, maybe you should build one for your grandma. And I was like, okay, I will. Yeah.
She was like, how dare you mention the dog before grandma?
We'll say if anybody isn't like going home or doing anything for Thanksgiving, going to soup kitchens is always like a good opportunity. I don't know. I did that a couple years ago, and it was, I'm not gonna say it was like amazing because you know it's an experience that I feel like everyone should experience.
That's cool. That's cool.
It is. It's definitely an option,
especially in the South. Where you know you walk in and the old lady's like, hey baby, come on, go and get you a seat. They're gonna warm you up, they're gonna get you what you need, and they're gonna take care of you just like you did with them.
Yeah, or you like working one too is everyone I don't know, going like if you've never been in a position like that or in like an area like that, I didn't really know what to expect. I will say I was a little nervous, not like nervous for like bad reasons, just like not knowing what to expect. But it was actually so like, this is exactly where I need to be. So
that's great.
Definitely recommend. There's tons of places for you to go. Everybody needs volunteers, especially on the holidays. So if you're not going home and doing anything, it's an option.
I may do that. I've always wanted to. I don't know. Not to say like I hate the holidays. So sometimes like I think it's overwhelming being like at home with everyone at the same time. So it's like, okay, we don't do this any other time of the year. So are we only coming together because there's a holiday?
That's true. But like also we're at that age. Do y'all like be buying presents, asking for lists of like stuff for your family?
From my parents, yeah.
Not
from my family, not from extended
gift giver.
Me too. I'm like, come on, here's your hug for Christmas. I want to so bad, but you also realize that I'm in college. Like, where is this money coming
from?
Would
you buy presents for how do y'all do this? Because my family, like, I would have to, but like, it was kind of how we were raised, like, to always do it. But when I was old enough and I got a job, it would be like, okay, you need to get a present for my mom, my dad, my 2 brothers, my sister.
A lot of
my
the
grandma's
time,
in town, my grandma, my tia, her husband, my 2 cousins. It's like, I don't have money for this.
A lot of the time, my family would do, if we were all together, because sometimes we would do like my mom's side of family, my dad's side of the family, but if we were all together, we would pull names. And like we'd have just 1 or 2 people to buy presents for because that's insane. Everybody was getting $1. Like, I'm not buying everybody a gift. That's crazy. And a lot of the times it's something that they're not even they're gonna throw on a shelf or it's like not even worth it. It's just kind of wasteful.
Yeah, that's why I just make people things sometimes because it's free, except for time. But like usually you can do that when you're in the middle of another task. Like just teach yourself something like crochet, maybe like make a little orb and be like, here's your gift.
Gift cards are always a win too. Gift cards.
Yeah,
I would love, like, I always just tell if my family's like, what do you want? Like, just gift cards. I have no idea what I want, but I know that I will eventually need something. So gift cards are the best.
Yeah. I ask for gift cards and I get stuff instead. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask for anything. Just give me whatever you want, or don't give me anything at all. I don't care.
So none of my extended family actually lives here, so I just have to only get one for my mom, dad, and sister for presents because they don't ever visit.
Were you gonna say something, Jameer?
Oh no, yeah, I was just gonna say, growing up, my gifts always consisted of whatever we made in art. So whatever we had going on then, that was your gift.
That's true.
Did y'all have the little Christmas stores in your elementary school?
Nope.
No.
That sounds cool though.
Yeah,
Christmas stores.
Yeah, so like
I don't think I've
Kind of like a
towards around Christmas time, they'd have us. It was, I think they called it like the Elf's Workshop or something like that.
What?
And it was like it was tiny little trinkets that it's like your parents probably would have preferred you to not buy anything, but it's like, oh yeah, you can go in and buy little gifts for your parents and your siblings and all that type thing to give them for Christmas.
That's such a
That was
wise
scam.
Yeah, that's like the book fair, but you're
Yeah, we just had the
Oh,
Scholastics book fair.
The book
That's
fair was such like I loved the book fair. I was like, it's book fair tomorrow.
it. But did
Like,
anyone
saved all
actually
my
buy
Christmas
books?
money.
Yes.
I
I
did,
bought
yeah.
them.
I always
didn't
thought
know.
I
that.
bought one year. I stole this like big.
Stole?
Yes, because I paid for half of it, and they were like, "If you bring the other half of the money," and I'm like, "Okay." I never did.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
scam at your school.
This big like Star Wars. It was like a character encyclopedia. It had all the Star Wars characters.
Oh,
in it.
love that.
So when I was in like second grade, I was looking through that shit like every day.
Man,
Didn't we mention before going live that we're not supposed to mention illegal stuff?
Well, I said
No.
it joking.
I was like,
That's their fault for letting you leave with it.
You're gonna
What?
trust 8-year-old me.
He
to
put it
take
down.
That's
Star
why I had
Wars
this debt
He
this
put it
whole
down
time.
payment.
There's interest on it and everything.
of financing.
They're looking
I
for you.
remember buying like 5 cookbooks one time, and I cooked for like a month. I was like, oh, I want to make all these recipes, and then I have no idea where those cookbooks went.
Were y'all allowed to cook when you were like younger?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, how old were you?
I was probably like 7 or 8.
Oh my
gosh.
But
Wait.
okay, to be fair,
don't know.
little background story. I'm not going to get too much into it because it could be a whole thing.
Yeah.
My story time. My parents come from the Mennonite religion where you do everything on your own. You do not rely on anything else. So we cooked all the time. So I was in the kitchen from little baby. So I knew, like, obviously if I was using like the oven or the stove, my mom would watch. But I was very like in the kitchen at a very, very young age because that's like, this is disgusting, but in their religion, girls learn to cook, guys learn to work. So that was like, my mom was like, get up, you gotta cook, like you gotta learn how to do this. And I was like, okay.
I know, but that's good.
No, it's a very good skill to have.
Yeah,
Preparation.
I don't think they trusted us with like the stovetop, but we would bake a lot. Like I remember when I was younger, like my friend would come over and we would make cupcakes or something. So it's crazy they trusted the oven but not the stove. So no, I never cooked.
I had an easy bake oven at that age.
That easy bake oven was
Probably.
I messed it up so bad by like putting Play-Doh and stuff in there. Like
I know we all ate all that though.
But
if you didn't,
while my
then did
easy
you
bake-
live?
Wait. The easy bake stuff or the Play-Doh?
No, not the Play-Doh. No.
no,
I mean, I
didn't
did know
bake
some kids
until
that ate
right
Play-Doh,
now.
but
That's why I was like, wait, I need the clarification.
But
I
don't tell
easy
me y'all
bake.
didn't want to.
I feel like I
Play-Doh is
played
a little too delicious.
I'm sure I've had
Oh, I
it.
did.
it did smell good though.
Yeah, it's salty.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I
it's
prefer
salty.
salty.
Exactly.
I think I like got curious one time and just like licked the Play-Doh.
Oh, I have.
Liked how it tasted.
This is wild. I feel like maybe I'm just having like maybe I'm just weird. I used to like resist the urge to just take a chunk out of it, man. Like
Well, I
I wanted to
feel like
eat it so bad.
I think it's
But it looks
I
like
like
cookie dough.
Like
Like it's like cookie dough. I don't know.
I did not.
You can
I
make
would
your
just
own
bite it.
Play-Doh if
Yeah,
you
I've
want.
had
Yeah,
it.
I have.
Yeah.
Me, my mom
Have you eaten that Play-Doh as well?
Play-Doh, like the brand. No, my mom did used to make us homemade Play-Doh, and that's what we had on the stove. She'd plop it on the table. It was still warm. Like I'm telling y'all.
How do you make Play-Doh?
You make
Salt
Play-Doh
dough.
with it's like literally floured salt, cream of the tartar stuff or whatever.
So you
And
can
then-
eat.
Yeah, so
You
that's
can
edible.
literally do it, yeah.
I mean, like
I
Play-Doh's
did
edible too.
that you can't.
So
There's a ton of
you
salt. There's like 3 cups. It's like insane.
Yeah,
So it's not really edible, but
that reminds
You shouldn't
me.
eat
Probably
it, but it's not
wouldn't
gonna
die.
kill you.
I remember one time there was this little boy eating a crayon, and
Wow.
like I used to work with kids, and like their parents saw it, and the label said non-toxic, so they're like, just let him eat it.
Nah.
did y'all ever have that kid in high school that stapled their arm?
Yes.
That, I feel like that's a universal experience.
Or were
like
y'all
the
that
people-
kid?
like the people- like the
No.
people that stuck like pins through their skin or
Yes.
something?
That was elementary
What
school.
did they
In
do?
high
What did they do?
school.
Like, what did the
That was
little-
me.
Oh god.
I hated that. They were like,
Oh,
it's
where you could,
okay,
like, do
it's
it, like,
just the
in-
skin.
It's
I
just
was
the
like,
skin. I do remember.
And then
doing
you thought you were so cool.
they
Like,
let it like
yeah.
hang and dangle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I had
feel
people
like-
doing that in elementary school though. What do you mean y'all had that happening in high school?
Oh, yeah.
No,
High
okay,
schoolers are
fair.
basically the
There used to
same.
be this guy that would literally like walk into the classroom, rip the stapler off the front of the desk of the teacher, and just stand up there and like.
God.
It doesn't
Yeah,
actually
literally
hurt.
why?
Like to be completely
That
honest with you,
doesn't
I
mean you
have
should
done
do
it
it.
before.
Yeah.
Like I've done it once, just like
Why?
I don't probably a dare or something. I don't know, something stupid.
It would.
But it doesn't actually hurt unless you're like aggressive with them.
I think it's because when you do it, like if you don't press down hard enough, it doesn't actually like fold.
It
in.
doesn't. It just like goes
It's
into
the
It
metal
just-
plate is
Yeah.
what it's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. The metal plate doesn't fold it into you, so you're not
Yeah.
actually stapling. You're just poking
Yeah.
yourself.
But why would you want to
With
do
the-
that?
with
Yeah.
the-
Still.
Attention. It's
Stab
literally
yourself.
for
That is true.
attention.
That
That's
is
all.
Yeah, you just like getting a nice little adrenaline rush. I
Yeah.
guess, for those
I
people that are-
remember there was people that would like stab themselves with pencils, and they'd be like,
What the?
"Do you see that?
The
That's the
lead?
pencil lead in me."
Don't remember.
I
I
do
was a
horrible.
Oh my
senior.
god, I hated when I saw pencil lead in.
Mm-hmm.
In their
Oh.
skin, they'd be like, "Do you see that little
And
black
then-
dot?"
And then they get
Where
like
does it
their-
go?
and then they just
Like pull it out.
they pull it out, but
No,
it's just like fingernails.
Some people
But it's
put
actually so
in.
bad for you. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
It's like a
lead
splinter.
poisoning.
Yeah.
On a
But-
less aggressive note, did y'all ever do the thing where you put glue on your hand?
That's
Oh,
what I was
yeah.
gonna ask.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, my hand's peeling.
Literally hot glue.
I also
Maybe not that.
Oh,
I used to do what?
Hot glue, it peels off easier, I thought. So I was
It
more
also-
willing to do that.
Well, it
Jesus,
does.
and
It's
you
just
can
a
do
little
it
bit
more
Third
shit
degree
out of your
burns.
It's
hand.
not that hot.
It's crazy
I guess it
hot.
depends on the
It's
glue.
not like, yeah, like
I don't know. I used to get
Exactly.
like glue sticks, and we would make spider webs. So we had like the jumbo glue sticks in like biology or something, and we'd like put it on our fingers, and then we like stretch it and make spider webs
Yeah.
over the bottom of the thing. That was
Hmm.
cool. But when I was a senior, the whole thing on TikTok was going around where people were putting scissors in the plugins, the outlets.
Natural selection.
That's
And
awesome. We should bring
yes,
that
and it
back.
kept
No.
happening, and it literally explodes. Like it literally,
What?
and like it happened like 3 or 4 times, and all of these people got put in DAP. DAP. Is that
Do
what it
y'all
is?
remember
DAP. Yeah.
when
Gosh.
people would put like salt on their skin? and
Yeah,
put
ice.
ice?
Yes, to
Oh,
put
yeah.
ice. That's actually so bad.
There were
That's
some
insane.
the
Why?
cinnamon
I used to
chocolate
get
that
so
was-
scared
Nah,
when
my
people do
favorite
stuff like
of
that.
those kinds of challenges was the what's it called, knockout challenge.
The
That was
what?
the best. I don't remember what the
Was it
first part of
suffocating
it
yourself?
was, but it was something knockout challenge where basically like you squat down and you have to hyperventilate for like a minute.
Jesus Christ.
So you
Jesus.
hyperventilate for like a minute, and then when you stand up,
How
you
do these
cross your arms
challenges
across your
start?
chest, and then your partner pushes up against you up against the wall, and then you pass out.
That's terrible.
It
Oh my
was the
god.
greatest.
That's no, that's
It was
sort of
the
reminds
greatest.
me of
I mean,
something where like
honestly-
they're like, oh yeah, if you find your like real laugh by like crossing, like you're supposed to be laughing and you're like you cross your arms and like somebody
Yeah,
comes and
the true
pushes on your
laugh.
chest. Yeah.
I
And I'm like, I
remember
feel like
being in
that's
like
It's similar to that,
PE
except you pass out.
or
For a
OA,
moment.
and they always used to say like, make sure you're not locking your legs, right? Because you'll pass out if you're in like athletics.
Uh-huh.
I used to stand on that back wall and lock my legs, hoping I was gonna pass out and I could go home. I did not want to be in
Should have
PE,
done the knockout challenge.
especially.
I'm telling you, it works every time. I would
That's
be on
wild.
it was just something you and your stupid friends would do in the living room when your parents are home. And they would just be laughing and then show you a video of you just laid out on the ground.
Dead on the floor.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
my god.
you
Family
legit
Guy
pass
videos.
out. Like it's the worst thing ever.
Why?
And
It's
then
really
I wake
not
up,
fun
you wake
passing
up
out.
and you
Why
just
would you do it?
eyes roll back. And
Oh my
it,
gosh.
everything.
Like it's crazy to think that teenagers' hobbies were, oh, let's hurt ourselves,
It's
let's
crazy
possibly
they all
die,
survived.
let's
Yeah.
eat
For
Tide
real.
Pods and
That
possibly
one.
die.
You feel
The
like a
Tide
little
Pods one is
migraine and
insane.
everything.
The cinnamon challenge too. That was crazy. You can
I did
also
that
die
one.
from that. I did that too.
Oh
Why?
my gosh.
I don't know.
That
I was
is
like, I was in
awful.
like 5th grade.
I feel like I tried to do
Oh.
it.
Well, yeah, I tried. I didn't
Yeah.
actually succeed.
You know what's crazy is growing up I hated hot stuff. Like I couldn't eat like spicy things. But I would also always do the things where we'd eat like the hottest pepper in the fridge or something for like $5. Or if I was over at my friend's house, he'd be like, "I'll make you a quesadilla if you eat this." here."
Jesus.
Just chat. So nowadays, like I can tolerate spicy stuff, and I did it again one day, and it just didn't mean anything.
They make spicy jelly beans.
Has
Like,
anybody done the 1 chip challenge?
No,
I think that would
I've
kill me.
watched
But
I
people
think I
do
would
it.
die.
but I look you want to.
Recognize
one
I've
day.
watched people do it, and I've seen so many people have different reactions. Like I've watched like 3 different people at work. So my one manager did it, and he lost it. Like he was freaking out. And then one of our expos did it. He was like throwing up at the restaurant, dying. And then my other manager did it, and she was like, "What is going on? Did I get a faulty one? Like it's not hot at all." Like, how do these people do? I would cry.
Yeah.
I would
I
cry.
think that would kill me.
I want
would
to try
kill me.
it with a reward though. Like I'm not gonna just go out of my way and buy it.
They literally sell them like 7-Eleven.
You know what? There's this pizza place. It's called like Zalat's Pizza. I think it's like a local pizza
Zalat's
place,
Pizza.
and they have a roulette pizza challenge where one of them has that like ghost pepper on it or something.
Oh,
I haven't done it, but like do that.
At my job, I think I've said this, we sell burgers, and we had a couple months ago, so we have this burger called the Hot Bastard, like on our menu all the time. It's already hella hot. And then we had one called the Carolina Bastard. And it was a Carolina Reaper habanero cheddar. They literally took the peppers, put the cheese in the blender with the peppers, and blended it up. And that was the cheese. People were crying. People would come in and order it, and we didn't have it on the menu or anything. Like, it was up to us to be like, try to convince them not to order it. Be like, you do not want to order this burger. We cannot refund you for it. And they would just be sitting there crying and trying to finish it, because I said, like, we cannot give you your money back. So they would just be sitting there crying. But I will say I upsold a lot of milkshakes that month.
That's fine.
Doesn't Buffalo Wild Wings have a Carolina Reaper sauce?
Yeah,
I think so.
Really?
Because I think my sister tried it. My sister loves hot food, and she just got like the sauce on the side, and I think she barely dipped her fork in it, and yeah. And I was like, why would you even want to do that though? Like,
I want to try like the hot ones challenge one day. Like with you just like eat different levels of hot wings.
That would be so fun.
Like hot ones.
They sell all the sauces.
At some point,
like
you just go
you
numb,
do.
right? Like at some point, you're just gonna go numb.
You don't.
Like
I don't
no.
think so. Like each because unless you're like slab, covering your tongue to where each taste bud is
That's fair.
in the worst hotness. Each time you eat something,
Something's
you're
gonna
gonna taste
hurt.
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
There were like these little tablets. I forgot what they were, but they were viral online for a bit, where you eat it and it like distorts your taste buds.
Oh yeah, they're like the miracle berries.
Yeah,
miracle berries. I've always wanted to try those. Like makes everything sour sweet.
Yeah,
they're like diet pills. Yeah.
So
Now
I
you can just get
wonder
COVID.
if your body would have the same reaction eating that hot stuff, like, and what it would be like experiencing a different taste.
Yeah,
Or if
I
it
want to
just
try them.
overrides
It's
it.
gonna be painful still though, because what spicy stuff does is it applies like like heat, like you're feeling hot.
You
in
feel
your
the
mouth.
sensation.
Like
still,
sweating.
Yeah. So you might taste a sweeter version of what you're eating, but it's definitely going.
You're gonna feel it in you.
Your stomach's gonna.
You know what's really funny about
But
spicy
you can also
food?
burn holes through your
What's funny
stomach.
about
That's what's
spicy food?
The spiciness is meant to like deter us from eating it.
And
We're not supposed to be eating the spicy food. The
But
place is like, hey, stop
crave
eating
That's
spicy.
hilarious.
Oh man,
Like I will
let's make
crave
it worse.
It's kind of like when, like in the wilderness, like certain creatures have like poisons that they use to keep predators off of them, but our dumb selves just continue to chow down on the spiciness.
pufferfish.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we eat those too.
Aren't they like
Who's weak?
Yeah.
Well, you have to make sure
we
you
eat a
don't
lot of things we're not supposed to. Like you said, pufferfish. Like they pick out a very specific small portion of a poisonous beast and put it on your plate, and they're like, okay, if you eat it this way, you're gonna die, but make sure you take a bite out of this part. It's delicious.
A bunch of people had to die for us to know what part to eat.
Oh, 100%.
And they didn't even know that there'd be an edible part. They just kept going.
Well, it's just crazy because like with sea urchin and like even like crawfish, and I love crawfish, but like who was like, okay, there's this tiny little piece of meat in here, and that's what they're gonna eat. So you hardly get any food out of any of those things.
Right.
Like,
What
I
if
don't
for
know.
pufferfish they figured it out by like dividing it amongst a group of people? It's like, all right, we're all gonna eat this piece of pufferfish, and whoever lives, it's like, okay, you have to
Wait,
save
but you
this.
said sea urchin? People eat sea urchin?
yeah, like you literally just you cook, you like
You
take
know
all the
who eats
things
sea
off,
urchins?
and it's like there's a
Otters.
little thing in the middle.
Ew.
Yeah,
Isn't that
It's
Oh,
very
no.
tiny.
I've heard that it's delicious.
Is
I've
it?
heard that it's really, really good, but it's like one of those things that's like it'd be like on a little fancy plate at a restaurant. Your meals would be like $500. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the store and get sea urchin today.
You know, it's funny. I don't like to eat seafood anymore because I had to fish and fillet my own food, and I just remember like when I was eating tilapia, I could see the scales on the cooked fish, and it grossed me out a lot. And we ate fish a lot at my house, like a lot. But nowadays I don't eat it. But I'd like to like go overseas somewhere and try out those crazy looking cuisines. But I'd have to like force it in my mouth without throwing up. But it's just one of those things where like, you know, everyone says like, oh my gosh, this is one of the most delicious cuisines you could have, like the sea urchin. Kind of want to try it.
That randomly reminded me, this is kind of off topic, but not. Has anyone seen that TikTok where like this boy's fish died and his mom like literally grilled it up and served it to him?
No, that didn't happen. You're a liar.
Oh my god, TikTok, yes.
Sounds vaguely.
Her pet, his pet fish. I don't know. It was kind of big.
I was about
but
to say little goldfish.
His pet fish died, so his mom took it and like served it up for dinner, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is brutal."
There's no way that's sanitary.
The story my grandma told me. Actually, she said they had a pet raccoon. They just found it and they raised it, and eventually it went missing. It went missing. I think she was on bad behavior. You know how you know, she was doing something bad. Raccoon went missing. They were eating dinner. She was looking like all day, like searching the neighborhood looking for the pet raccoon, and they were eating dinner. And it was fluffy.
No.
You are lying.
It was fluffy.
That's so brutal.
It was fluffy.
That's worse than the fish.
It is.
Oh no.
Why do people treat animals like that?
That's terrible.
Speaking of missing, my pet fish once went missing. Going back to fish
dinner.
They jump out of the.
Hold on. So
your pet fish went missing.
Yes.
It happened to be Fish Friday.
Was this based on a movie that came out in 2004?
No. So basically, I got a fish from a quinceañera, because that was like the theme. It was like under the sea. Anyways, they had like real life betas, so I took one home, and I left it in a little container still because I didn't have a fish bowl yet. So you know, little Stanley, just swimming around, right? And so I come home one night, and he's like not there, and I'm like, where the heck? Where is Stanley? And so I went in my sister's room and I'm like, did you take my fish? And she's like, why would I take your stupid fish? No. And then she's just like, I was like, he's not there. She was like, shut up, you're lying. And I was like, he's not there. So she comes in my room and she busts out laughing and she's like, where the heck did your fish go? So we're looking under my bed, behind my dresser. We go down to tell my mom my fish is missing. And then she's like, what do you mean your fish is missing? So anyways, I went to bed that night, sad, went to school. I was in high school at the time. And so I come home and my mom's like, we found your fish. And I was like, where? And so there was a little seashell that was in there. It was like the spirally one. And I guess little Stanley got curious and stuffed himself in there. So my fish pretty much committed suicide.
Dang.
And I was like, I gave you a good life for 5 days at least. The 5 days I had
Every
you.
time I tried to have a fish, I think I had like 3 or 4 pet fish and they all died. All of them. I was really bad at keeping them.
It's really difficult to raise.
Well, I had like a goldfish and a beta right next to each other. Well, not in the same containers. No, not in the same containers, but they were on the same counter together. And we went on vacation for like a little bit. We had somebody come over and like feed our cats, dogs, or whatever, and our fish. And I guess the lady called my mom and was like, your goldfish is on the floor. It jumped out. And I was like, okay. And I guess the beta had like hit the glass and scared it out, and it jumped out and it died. So
like
don't ever do that.
Like everyone who has a hamster has a story of it doing some insane
I
shenanigans.
always die in the weirdest way.
It is.
But I think we hit
We have
time.
2 more minutes. So
To all the pet owners, good luck. And thank you so much for listening to Round Robin Radio. That is Round Robin. And deuces.
bye.
That was so chaotic.